YouTube, what's going on? It's Geethers back in another video. And listen, before we even get started, okay, I want to say thank y'all for 100 subs. And I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks, and that's because I had some family stuff going on. I have college as well, so it's hard for me to upload consistently. Well, no, I want to say that I'm trying to get 1 or 2 videos a week, but I had some family stuff going on, so I couldn't upload this past couple weekends. But we're back now. We got a couple videos coming this weekend, and then sometime midweek next week as well. So we got like 3 or 4 videos coming out in the next 4 or 5 days. So stay tuned for that. And make sure y'all like the video, subscribe if you're new, drop a comment down below on what you want to see next, okay? Now, let's get right into it. As y'all can see, title and thumbnail, this is the absolute best lockdown build. Now, I have a couple other lockdown builds on my channel. Got some backlash for it because they aren't the best, but I promise y'all, this one, by far the best. Now, this is the type of builds you see a lot of. Of course, you have point guard, whatever handedness you want, whatever jersey number you want. This is the classic ones. You see them in park, but mainly these are like the rec and pro-am ones, okay? 6'7", 7'4" wingspan, 180 pounds. This is a legit build, okay? So here's the stats right here, as y'all can see. You get an 80 driving dunk and 60 vert, or a 70 vert, excuse me. So you get the quick drops off 1, pretty much the best dunk package in the game, right? 99 steal, 97 perimeter defense. I mean, you see people, especially in rec and pro, but I'm sure it works in park too. You have this glove in Hall of Fame and also this 97 perimeter defense. You're stealing from everybody. You're locking them up. Doesn't matter how high their ball handle is, right? 84 speed, so you're already faster than a lot of these guards, because a lot of these guards, they're having to lower their speed so they can beat everything else. I've run guard myself, and I have around an 80 something speed, 80 something excel, because you have to pick and choose what you want. You get a 90 defensive rebound, so you're able to jump out the gym, get the rebounds. 70 vertical, 70 offensive rebound, 80 block. You're getting the chase downs, you're getting everything you need. 83 interior defense. So this build, if you absolutely need to, you can run big in park too with it. Now, I wouldn't suggest it. This is more of a perimeter defense build, of course, as you can see with the steal and the PD, but it is what it is. You can also be a secondary ball handler. We've been using this build, and I've been using this build as a secondary ball handler. You don't want this as your main guard, of course, especially in the rec and pro-am, but if you really want to, if you're in park, it might work, but in rec and pro-am, this as a secondary ball handler, take some pressure off your guard, all those sorts of things. Really, really works. Helps to have that. Of course, 75 pass accuracy is, that's really generally what you want on every build for playmaking. And because you get LeBron passes, of course, and your passes are going to be fast, right? Get it up the court, swing it to your guards, all that good stuff, right? So you have an 85 three-point shot. With an 85 three-point shot, I have another video coming out soon about my main build and how I shoot. I have an 85 three-pointer, only limitless range silver. I shoot from literally half court, like legit half court with limitless range silver. So that's as much as you need. 18 shooting bat is all you need, trust me. Okay, I talked about the finishing. The finishing, you're not mainly a finisher on this build, but you can catch lobs, you get quick drops off 1, right? Off the dribble, if you want to iso a little bit in park, you're going to be able to get those good dunks. I mean, that's the basis of it, man. I mean, you can see these stats. You can call them, also, I forgot to mention, 60 strength. So that's pretty much the base on what you need on a lock build, so you're not getting pushed around by one of these tall guys either, right? So hold off for a second, make sure you got all these down, and then we'll continue, okay? I'm just going to tell y'all where to put y'all's extra badge points, but these are the takeovers I like to run. If you really just want to shoot from everywhere, you can do double limitless, but perimeter badge up is really good because you already have minutes dropping them, right? Minutes and Hall of Fame are a great badge, and then when you have this activated, I mean, these dudes, they can't dribble at all. No clamp breaker, no unpluckable, no nothing, right? So very good takeover. You can also go, you can switch it up if you want. You can go, I wouldn't suggest jump shot contest because, what's it called? Challenger badge is already so OP as it is, but extreme clamps also is a good one. Those are the one I would go with personally. As you can see, we're gonna be called a 3-and-D point, okay? Now, I'm telling y'all, this build is just crazy. The absolute best lockdown build you can have in the rec and the pro, okay? So I'm going to run you through the badges and where to put your extra 4 for play of my career on. Go ahead and run this thing up to 99. Okay, so we'll start off what I did on my build, and I'll tell you why in a minute. You get the 4 extra, I put 2 of them on shooting, so I can get 20 shooting, 2 of them on defense, and I'll explain why in a second, okay? So for shooting, pretty sure I went, you're spotted pretty much on this player. You can ISO if you want, and if you're ISOing with it or off the dribble with it, off of screens, you adjust accordingly, but mine is a spot up, so I'm going guard up, claymore, and there's a pretty good shooting badge. Not as much so for catch and shoot players, but that's an option if you want it. Of course, you can catch and shoot as a tier 2, which is huge for this player. You can go corner specialist, but I suggest this one being a wing shooter. So I'm gonna throw in limitless range, so that's the core badge. And then Agent 3. I suggest this for every build because I think this is absolutely the best shooting badge. You can fade from almost anywhere with it, just on silver, and it always pops up, not just for fades, just for off the dribble shots it pops up. So I suggest, even if you are just mainly a spot up, I suggest this badge a ton. And the reason why I put the 2 extra on this player, so I can get amped on gold as well. I think amped is a great shooting badge, and that would have all these on gold and limitless and agent 3 on silver. You can switch it up accordingly if you want a little green machine, but I don't think it's that necessary this year. I green most of my shots without it. You can also have volume shooter if you really wanted to, but I think amped on gold with all the rest of this setup is the best option to go with for shooting. Let's put it on bronze for now because obviously don't have the +2 in this. Playmaking, right? So like I said, secondary ball handler, so you're not doing a ton of the playmaking, but you can still throw bailout on if you need to pass out of your shots. You got quick first step just on bronze, but it's still good to have. Needle threader just to get some passes through. The playmaking isn't as big of a deal. You really just, I mean, if you want to throw some lobs, you got special delivery. Vice grip, I do suggest, at least on bronze, maybe on silver you really want it, but I mean, especially if you're guarding the main ball handler, you're playing them up top, or you're sitting in a zone up top, when the shot goes up, you're probably the one leaking out, right? If you're the one leaking out, your center throws it up the court. You want to catch the ball and not fall out of bounds with, you know what I mean? I've even on my guard build, who has a high ball handle, all this stuff, right? If you don't have vice grip on, even if your centers have high pass accuracy, if they're chucking it up the court to you, you're catching it. You're gonna, even if I already made a pass, my player's gonna fumble it and do a whole spin move, act like act like he broke a leg or something before passing the ball, and it just ends up leading to a turnover. So you want vice grip on at least bronze, but I'm probably gonna might throw it on. Trying to look at these. I don't think these are any of these badges tier 3s are as important for this build. Probably just throw the vice grip silver as a core. Then you can throw hyperdrive on if you want to. That helps you just move around with the ball faster. Of course, always been a pretty good badge. And then you can throw one, if you're crashing, throw on break starter. If not, throw in a little floor general for your teammates, maybe a little bit of dimer. Anything for playmaking. Playmaking, not as big of a deal. Finishing, like I said, not as big of a deal either. But probably what I would go with, pro touch is pretty big this year. If you have your layup timing on, if you don't have your layup timing on, a lot of people don't like it. Just throw an aerial wizard so you can catch some lobs. And then maybe a little bit of Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer is huge this year. It's only on bronze, but that can help you some. Let me not revert my badges. Throw on maybe a little bit of acrobat, a little bit of pro touch. Rise up from when you're under the rim. Like I said, the finishing badges, you're not finishing on this build a ton, so something like this would be just fine. And then you still have 2 extra, you know what I mean? So you don't even have enough to get any of the tier 3. So I mean, I guess throw on a little bit of back down punisher, drop stepper, post technician. Who cares? These ones don't matter as much. All right, let me get to the main attraction, the defensive badges. Okay, so this is what I like to run as a lockdown. Everybody's different, of course, with it, but of course, minutes on Hall of Fame. A lot of players, the taller players, get them on tier 1, which is huge, but even as a tier 2, it's still one of the best badges in the game, I would say. Pick dodger, I like having on at least silver, just so, you know, if you're going against a team that's just huge body side streets, you can get through them a little bit better. Pick dodger, at the end of the day, even if you have it on Hall of Fame, it's still gonna be rough to get through somebody who really knows how to set screens, but you still need to at least have it on something, right? Chase down artist, I'm the same way. Around silver is a good range for me. Then, of course, you want glove, Hoff. Clamps, Hoff. Challenger, Hoff, right? Now, in this case scenario, interceptor is a very interesting badge, right? Because you don't necessarily need it to get the passing lanes, right? You can definitely get passing lanes without it. But some people, they like running it as high as you can get it. Other people, they don't even think it works, right? So me personally, I think if you do run it at most silver, just because it's so expensive and you're gonna get passing. If you know how to play the lane, you will get passing lanes without it, right? But at least bronze or silver works if you do run it. But me personally, I don't like running it as much because I know how to play the lanes and I feel like I'll get the lanes anyway. Sometimes, of course, you don't have it. Sometimes the ball might go through when you feel like you should get a passing lane, but that's with everything, right? That'll happen regardless. So me personally, I just like throwing both of these on Hoff because they're such a good badge. Of course, glove. Everybody knows how good glove is. Clamps has always been good. Clamps with minutes, both on Hall of Fame, is OP. Challenger, I have it on gold. My main point guard build, I run a 6'9" point guard in the Pro-Am rec. I get Challenger on gold, and I get crazy contested. My player's not even like a OP lock. He just has, you know, solid across the board, pretty all-around player. And then you still have 3 more badges, and like I said, when I put the extra 2 on there, you can get these 3 on Hoff and Interceptor on bronze. But what I would do, me personally, as I'm throwing Workhorse on something, at least I'm usually throwing Workhorse on at least bronze, right? Just because you want to be able to get to those loose balls. Bronze is effective. Sometimes you can bump it up, but bronze, it works best in my opinion. No, not it works best, but it's effective enough. It's a good value badge. And then if you bump these down, you get the extra 2. You bump one of these down to gold, you can get this on bronze, or you bump both these down to gold, you can get this on silver. Once you have those 2 extra badges, like I said, because I put 2 of my extra badges on defense, 2 of them on shooting. So you bump this to silver, you get this on silver, and then the others where they need to be. So that's a pretty, I mean, you don't really need anchor on this build. If you absolutely want it, you can have it, but you don't need anchor. Rebound chaser, for the way you're playing, if you're playing in Rec and Pro, you should have a center that's getting the rebounds. Off-ball pass is a solid badge, but not very necessary on this build. None of the other tier ones you really need. So I would say the best one is probably right here, and then bumping this to silver, or bumping Clamps back up to Hall of Fame and just keeping this on bronze. That's what that I was finished showing y'all because I accidentally pressed B. But yeah, y'all get the gist. So hey, that's all I got for today, man. I don't have any gameplay on this build specifically because I usually only record. Okay, my recording cut out at the end, but all I was pretty much saying was don't have gameplay yet, but I'll redirect y'all to one of my boys that I play with all the time, Delays2K. I will link him down below. He has a similar lock build that he's gonna be dropping gameplay on soon. So let y'all go watch his video for the gameplay. And then yeah, of course, the usual. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Alright? Appreciate y'all for watching the video. Peace.